Right, we are now on question number 15. It reads, at any time T at a college, the number of people infected with the disease A is X, and the number of people infected with the disease B is Y. The sum of infected people with the disease A and those infected with the disease B is P. So in simple terms, we are saying X, right, which is the sum of people infected with the disease A, plus Y, the sum of people infected with the disease B, is equivalent to P in simple terms. I hope you are following. At any time, the rate at which X is increasing, this is very important. If you see the word increasing, it means we have a positive differential coefficient. So if X is increasing, it means dx dt. You write dx over dt. It means X increase with respect to time. But the dx over dt is going to be a positive differential coefficient. I hope you are following. If they say decrease, you write minus dx over dt. All right. So they are saying the rate at which X is increasing is proportional to the product of X and Y. So proportional, you put the variation sign. Product, it means you write XY. I hope you are listening, class. All right. So you remove the variation sign by multiplying the right side with the constant of proportionality. In this case, they are saying C is a constant. So instead of using K, let me use C in this case. So you are writing dx over dt is equals to cxy. I hope you are listening. Right. Since we have dx, we need everything on the right side to be in terms of x. This is the reason why they gave us the sum of those infected with A and those infected with B to be equivalent to P, so that we make Y the subject by moving X to the right. You get P minus X. I hope you are following. So you now have dx here over dt is equals to cx, open bracket, on Y, you put P minus X, making Y the subject of the formula from the given sum X plus Y is equals to P. Let us proceed. You get yourself 3 marks by doing this. We move on to part B. Solve the differential equation expressing X in terms of C, P, and another constant K. So we want to solve this equation by making X the subject of the formula. The first thing to do when solving this DE is to carry out the process cross multiplication. So you are multiplying both sides with the dt. You get dx is equals to cx, open bracket, p minus x dt. I hope you are following. Then I'm going to divide both sides by x. There is a silent one on dx here. So I'm going to divide both sides by x, p minus x. X p minus x. I hope you are following. So these two, they cancel off each other. You now have 1 over x p minus x, right? Dx on the left side. Then on the right side, you have c dt. Then you put integral sign both sides after the separation of variables. I hope you are listening. So on the left side, we need to carry out the partial fraction, right? It means 1 over x p minus x is going to be identical to a over x, right? Plus b over p minus x, something like this, right? So to find a, we can make use of the cover-up method. You find a number which makes the denominator on A to be 0. So for x to be 0, we need 0 on x. So you are going to put 0 on x on the left side. So I write 0, then here write p minus 0. So this 0 is ignored. If we ignore this 0, you'll be left with 1 over p minus 0. It means A is equals to 1 over p, the cover-up method. Then to find B, we need to find a number that when placed on x, p minus x becomes 0, and that number is p. If we put p on x, you get 0. So you are going to put p on the left side. So you get 1 over, you put p on x, then you write p minus p. So since p minus p is 0, this bracket is now ignored. You'll be left out with 1 in this p. It means that b is equals to 1 over p. I hope you are following. Let me put the integral signs. Right, so we now have 1 over p on a over x plus 1 over p on b over p minus x dx is equals to integral of c dt. I hope you are following. So the inverse, where we have linear factors, we make use of the log ln to integrate. You are saying 1 over p, your numerator, is going to be divided by derivative of x, which is 1. Then you put ln x. Then you write 1 plus 1 over p, which is your numerator here, divided by derivative of p minus x. P is a constant term, so derivative of p is 0, but derivative of minus x is minus 1. You put minus 1, then you write ln modulus p minus x is equals to derivative of c. C is just a number, so integrating a constant, you just put t in front. Then you write plus a constant k, something like this. I hope you are following. Right, so we want to make x the subject of what? Of the formula. Right, so how do you make x the subject? Firstly, let me simplify this first. 1 over p ln x minus 1 over p ln, open bracket, p minus x is equals to ct plus k. I hope you are following. Then you multiply throughout with p, right? You get ln x minus ln p minus x is equals to p ct plus pk. It's equals to pct plus pk, where p is the lowest common multiple. Right, then we are combining the two logs here on our left. Ln open bracket. When subtracting logs, you divide. So you are saying x divided by p minus x is equals to pct plus pk. I hope you are following. Right? To remove the log, you raise both sides with exponential. You introduce exponential both sides. So remember, e to the power of ln a is equals to a. You now know that if we raise an exponential with a ln, the answer is the number in front of the log. So it means on the left side, we'll be left with x over p minus x is equals to e to the power of pct plus pk. I hope you are following. Then we expand. So if we expand, you get x is equals to e to the power of pct plus pk open bracket p minus x. I hope you are following. Then we remove this bracket to get x is equals to p e to the power of pct plus pk minus x e to the power of pct plus pk. Then you are moving the terms in x to the left side. You now have x plus x e to the power of pct plus pk is equals to p e to the power of pct plus pk. To make x the subject, you factorize on the left side. So factoring out x into x, you get 1. Then x and x, they cancel off each other. You have e to the power of pct plus pk is equals to p e to the power of pct plus pk, something like this. Then divide both sides by this bracket. X is equals to p e to the power of pct plus pk divided by 1 plus e to the power of pct plus pk. I hope you are following class. This can also be written as x is equals to p to the power of pct dot product e to the power of pk. Remember, if you multiply numbers the same base, you add the powers. Divided by 1 plus e to the power of pct dot product e to the power of pk. So this is your final answer. According to the requirement of the question, they want you to express it in terms of c, p, and another constant k. So here you have p, c, and the constant k. Then you are warm and dry. Let us move on to part C of the question. It reads, if x is equals to p over 10 at time t is equals to 0. Sometimes they just say initially x is equals to p over 10. If you see the word initially, it simply means t is equals to 0. I hope you are following. Right. So if x is equals to p over 10 at time t is equals to 0, find in terms of c and p the time when y is equals to p over 10, 5 marks. Right. So they are saying t is equals to 0, x is equals to p over 10. I hope you are following. They want you to find the time when y is equals to p over 10. So this first combination t is equals to 0 is equals when x is equals to p over 10. It assists you to find constant k. I hope you are following. Right, so after finding constant k, this is whereby you then find t when y is equals to p over 10. So I'm going to put p over 10 on the left side, where x is here. Then if we put 0 on t, it means you now have p e to the power of 0 here, dot product e to the power of pk, all over 2, 1 plus e to the power of 0, dot product e to the power of pk. So this is the first thing to do, putting t on 0 and putting p over 10 on x. Right, so remember e to the power of 0 is good as 1, right? So you now have P over 10 is equals to P e to the power of pk divided by 1 plus e to the power of pk, something like this, right? So to find k, we are now doing the process of cross multiplication. You have p open bracket 1 plus e to the power of pk is equals to 10 p e to the power of pk. Since we have a p which is appearing both sides, it means this p and this p, they cancel off each other since they are representing a constant term. I hope you are following. So you'll be left out with 1 plus e to the power of pk is equals to 10 e to the power of pk. So moving e to the power of pk to the right side, you get 9 e to the power of pk. Since they are like terms, you get 10 to the power of pk minus e to the power of pk, which is 9 e to the power of pk. Divide both sides by 9. 1 over 9 is equals to e to the power of pk. So in simple terms, I'm going to substitute 1 over 9 on e to the power of pk. In this equation, you now have x is equals to p e to the power of pct dot product 1 over 9 divided by 1 plus e to the power of pct dot product 1 over 9. Do not forget that the sum of those infected with the disease A and the sum of those infected with disease Y is equals to P. I hope you are following. So remember, the question wants you to find the time when Y is equals to P over 10. So what is the value of X when Y is P over 10? You put P over 10 on Y, then you get X plus P over 10 is equals to P. Then you move P over 10 to the right side, you get P over 10. You get P minus P over 10. So X is equals to 9 over 10P, right? So in simple terms, you want to find the time when X is equals to 9 over 10P. I hope you are following class. Right, so putting 9 over 10 P on X, you get 9 over 10 P is equals to, I'm putting 9 over 10 P on this X here, is equals to P e to the power of PCT dot product 1 over 9 all over 2, 1 plus e to the power of PCT dot product 1 over 9. Then we want to make T the subject of the formula. So to solve this equation, let us cross multiply, right? So here I'm going to say 9 over 10 P open bracket 1 plus e to the power 1 plus 1 over 9 e to the power of PCT close bracket is equals to 1 over 9 P e to the power of PCT. If you multiply 1 over 9 here with the P e to the power of PCT, you get 1 over 9 P e to the power of PCT, something like this. Right, so we have terms which can cancel off each other here. P here and P, they cancel off each other. I hope you are following. Then divide both sides by 1 over 9. You get 81 over 10 open bracket 1 plus 1 over 9 e to the power of PCT is equals to E to the power of PCT. Something like this, after dividing both sides with 9. Let me remove the bracket. 81 divided by 10 is good as 8,1, right? So you are saying 8,1 times 1, you get 8,1 plus 8,1 times 1 over 9. You get 9 over 10, which is good as 0,9. E to the power of PCT is equals to E to the power of PCT. So I am now moving 0,9 E to the power of PCT to the right. You get 8,1 is equals to E to the power of PCT minus 0,9 E to the power of PCT. You get 8,1 is equals to 0,1. Since this is good as 1, you are saying 1 minus 0,9, you get 0,1 E to the power of PCT. Something like this. Then divide both sides by 0,1. So 8,1 divided by 0,1, you get 81 is equals to E to the power of PCT. Take ln both sides. Ln 81 is equals to ln E to the power of PCT. You get ln 81 is equals to PCT, the power is brought down here, ln E, but ln E is good as 1. So you now have ln 81 is equals to PCT. Then to find your time, divide both sides by PC. It means your time, right, is equals to ln 81 divided by PC. Then you are home and dry. So this is how you're supposed to do it to attack the DE.